And Rhonda works when she's sick, God love her.
I didn't work 2 weeks ago. I was off for 4 days. I ran too much fever.
Really? Glad you're better.
It hit me hard.
Oh, man. I didn't know. I'm glad you're better.
Do I hit the gavel and say the meeting's come to order? Do we have a quorum?
You.
Jan's coming, I think.
Who is?
Jan, she called me and said she was running late, she was on her way.
Well, hopefully there'll be more than 2 people tomorrow night.
If you don't mind, because the meeting hasn't started yet, so it's gonna start at 7 o'clock in here tomorrow night? And what time will the doors open? Cause I haven't seen like a timeline on how things are gonna go. How, is it gonna be like an open thing where people just come on up and can ask a question?
No,
No, and
we have a moderator.
we have a moderator.
So how do people submit questions?
She'll tell you.
Hey, lady, haven't seen you in a while.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're waiting on Jan.
Did we get him processed yet?
Far.
Well,
I haven't had a chance to look at the thumb drive he sent,
oh, he sent you a thumb drive?
so I'll look at it either tonight or in the morning,
Okay,
and I will let you know.
okay.
But he did send a thumb drive.
That was sweet.
So did they pull the meter out and they're looking at it, or?
Well, the pump
Oh,
and the motor,
Okay.
everything's out of the hole.
So
And the
he took
cable.
it to his shop to look at it, or he's
It's
left
right
it
here.
here? Okay.
And the cables too.
They said, the pump is bad. Maybe not, the motor
Motor's
is
bad.
bad. They hadn't had a chance to look at the pump when I left today.
Is that the only one that's
Do you
up?
have to go ahead and, come on.
Huh?
No, number 2 is running.
Oh, is it?
We can go ahead and start, we got a quorum.
Just out of curiosity,
The meeting will come to order.
6:03.
Debbie?
Here.
Deisha?
Here.
Greg?
Here.
Okay, citizens' comments, Mr. Duffy?
okay, just a couple of things tonight. I'd like to talk about, to meet the candidates that the chamber is sponsoring on the 4th. It goes way back to the 12th of the month. What? May 4th. Excuse me, May 2nd, you're right. I'm off on my dates tonight. But yeah, and we've been trying to get something posted on there, on the marquee. As I understand it, you said after this meeting you would change the date for the other meeting then? Okay, well, thank you very much.
That's our plans, because we're not going to not say anything about Charles. We just didn't see this point of having both of them up there at the same time.
Oh, yeah, well, it would have been, maybe one of these years we could all get together and sit down and talk it out and just have one. That would be nice. Also, I would like to mention that on the 12th, I submitted a PIR, and I haven't received my answer yet. This was concerning the couple of questions about the dismantling of the police department. I still haven't.
What was your question?
The question was documents containing information as to why the police department was deemed illegal, a potential liability, or any other reason that caused the city council to terminate the department was question 1. Question 2 was documents containing the city efforts to mitigate any illegal potential liabilities or anything else that was not correct with the police department before it was terminated. And I haven't received a response yet on that. just one other quick thing, and I said it last time, I'd like to repeat it. I think if anyone finds, any, potential illegal acts committed by anybody, in the city, or concerning city business, that, they should, make sure that they submit any documentation to the, proper authorities, so those people can be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I think it's kind of unfair to people, and, there's a lot of people that do it is, through innuendo or just rumors, though there's a difference between gossip and evidence, I guess I'd like to say. So, hopefully, if somebody, finds something that, anyone's doing that's illegal, that they, submit documentation to the proper authorities. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Would you like Ms. Bean here? Okay, Jay.
Hello, thank you for taking my, request. My name is Jo Dolan. I understand and drove by and saw that somebody was hooked up to the electric for their electric car and they're not paying electric.
The electric, what? I didn't.
Car.
Oh,
We noticed that, we don't know if we can lock the electric boxes or not, but you're telling the truth.
Okay, I just wondered what we could do about it because I like free electricity too, but you know, that's called theft.
Is that the boxes that are out here on the street?
Yeah, and that's true too.
Well, oh, no, I was just, look, because if it's out here, there's an adapter that you have to have, to use it. And usually what they do is, in between events, they take those things off, so, you might want to,
They bring their own.
I was trying to say, if they're getting electricity from us, they have to have their own.
Adapter,
Yeah.
they do.
I know in the past, there was a car out there before that hooked up, don't know who it belonged to, or don't know anything about it. It was.
I
It's
suggest
been
we
a
call
year
the
or so
cops
ago.
when
They
that
don't think
happens.
it's stealing. Okay. New business, discuss and consider action.
agree on something.
New sewer plant fence estimates.
can I ask that we, on the new, move B up before A?
B before A.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Since it has,
all right,
We're
Bob,
gonna have to have it.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're telling me,
Okay.
okay? I put it on there because in this, information, it asks for approval to have somebody put on as the, basically to kinda oversee it or whatever, you know? Look, it's back page. Anyway, he just sent me an email today, and it was just 30 minutes ago, so I haven't looked at it. And I'm gonna call him tomorrow to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. But this is just to become a member.
We are a
It's
member,
a buy board,
yes, we were,
we'll find
The
out for
city?
sure.
yes,
the
ma'am.
city,
Yes.
But if we are, fine, we don't need to change it or update it or anything. If we're not, it would be a good thing to be a member of
Yeah,
buy
we
board.
did join, I don't remember exactly.
But we don't have to be a member of buy board to use a buy board vendor. So,
I thought you were saying opposite of what you had already told me.
do what?
I thought you were just saying opposite of what you had already
Oh,
told me.
no,
That's
no,
why I
no,
said,
yeah.
do we need to do this first?
No, yeah,
Okay.
right.
okay, so,
But I'll
Did that
follow up
answer
with
that?
his email tomorrow.
Oh,
do we go to A now?
Yeah, back to A.
New sewer plant fence estimates.
Why is it under new business? It's already been discussed at a.
You don't remember the last meeting when they said that we needed to get 3 sealed bids
No,
and
it's old
put in
business.
paper?
Okay, it's old business.
That's old business.
We'll make that correction as old business.
What, the new new surf fence is
Hey.
O?
Yeah, to
Yeah.
old business.
Oh, okay.
And we have, 3 bids, the lowest being a buy board vendor. And, all the rest of them were, with between $10,000 and $20,000 higher. And that's part of what buy board does, they try to kinda give you a low-cost vendor. And so, and that, they're already vetted. You don't have to go through all that procurement process.
So we're going with Anderson.
Correct.
I thought you, this had to be, put in the newspaper for 2 weeks.
That's what we're just discussing. Because we're using a buy board vendor, it does not have to be done that way.
Did you, make an RFQ, to send out an RFQ to these people?
TML says if you use a buy board vendor, all you have to do is sign the contract with them. You're done.
Did you, give them a statement of work? Do you have a statement of work for them?
For who?
For the people to bid on, how are they gonna bid on something if they don't know
Yes,
what?
we did.
You have a statement of, work?
We gave them a,
Can I
Yeah.
see it? What the quote looked like? 'Cause you should have a statement of work in that if you don't tie them down on the contract to all the specifics
okay.
of what's involved in the,
Before we get too heavily involved in this, the buy board vendor has been vetted. He's clear. So we don't even have to look at other vendors,
Okay, okay, I'll go along with that.
okay? So when he made us an estimate, we can accept it or deny it.
But my question is, what was the estimate based on?
He went out and looked at it and he gave us an estimate on what it would take to put the fence up.
And take the fence down.
But if, I know he's part of, well, no, give me a chance, you're
I'm
gonna
listening.
spend, you're going off to spend $159,000. If you don't tie them down in the contract as to exactly what's supposed to be done, what specs are supposed to be met, then if it's not done properly, then I don't care, buy board or nothing, you don't have anything, on, for them to
They
go
gave
back on them.
they gave us the specs that they're gonna use.
Did you check with the state to make sure that's suitable?
They gave us the specs that they're gonna use.
Do you think the school is smart because they're using him too?
I'm not disputing the person.
In relation just to what he's saying, is the requirements for the fence met by his, is met by his bids? So
Yes.
as long as TCEQ is good
He's
with
already
what
put these in 2 other cities or 3 other cities.
Okay, as long as he's meeting the qualifications that TCEQ puts on us, then.
Right.
I mean, it would be horrible if he didn't do it right. So that's why we're making sure that's TCEQ.
For regulations.
Yes.
So what we're saying here is because they're part of that, we don't have to go through the normal bid process?
Correct?
Okay.
They've been vetted.
But we did get 2 other estimates other than him.
We did.
Can I ask, apparently, because I haven't heard the name mentioned, how come you didn't consult, Opportunity when you started to do this? To see if, number one, they could recommend somebody, or number two, possibly some of the, vendors that are already there are qualified to do this kind of work, and maybe in between, they'd be willing to work on this and give you a better price.
Okay, well, to answer your first question, we did have them come out and look, and we asked them about it. Greg went out there with them, and they have not got back with us. So we chose to move forward, since we do have the money, and had 3 bids put on it, and that's what we decided to do.
So we're moving forward
So
with
we did have,
the
we
Bible
did
warden.
talk to Upper Trinity, cause they volunteered, but they didn't come back with any help.
Okay. All right, now just one more time, and then this is my final point. I just wanna make sure I have it straight in my head. Because you use, and we have it recorded, because you're using one of these people, you didn't have to advertise for bids in the newspaper for 2 consecutive weeks? Is that what you're telling me?
Correct.
Okay.
Greg checked everything with TML to make sure it's all legal.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
Does anybody have any questions?
Oh, where's the sealed bids? You're supposed to open them in the sealed bids are supposed to be opened in public. Where are they?
They don't work that way.
Yeah, it does.
We're using a buy board vendor. We do not have to have sealed bids.
We're
We
not
do not
taking
have to
bids.
put it in the paper.
And you don't,
We do not have to do that. We're
Okay.
done.
okay.
Can you explain, I'm not even real familiar with Bible board that much, I mean, some, but
I don't either. Coach Burley does this part of ours, so I don't know anything about it other than what Greg said, and what Greg has said is correct, that Coach Burley has, has said about it too. So,
Yeah.
as far as details, I do not know any details other than what Greg said, and they're what Coach Burley says.
okay, so with the other ones that have looked at it, they're still within reason with their bid, or, I mean, with their.
They're way above.
They're way above.
Costs more.
The other two.
The other two cost more.
Okay, I was, okay.
You missed that
The-
part when
the
you.
buy
yeah,
board-
Running
That's
late.
the part I.
The buy board vendor is a low-cost vendor.
Becomes highly recommended because he's on the buy board.
Not just because he's on the buy
Well,
board, but
part
he's
of-
recommended otherwise too.
The gentleman
But-
that's doing it is also the owner of the company. And Larry said that he had talked to him this weekend again too. And that he called everybody on the list that he had given him, that they had been putting fences up. And they all gave him rave reviews.
I trust Mr. Garden. Totally.
Any other questions? Does someone want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we use Anderson, Fence Company at their estimated cost of I don't have it in front of me, 177. It's an estimate anyway, it's 177, some odd, or 177,000. So,
Just one more point here, no, the thing is, that you got an estimate, you can't get a firm fixed price from this guy, cause then he could come back and tell you anything.
You can't get a firm fixed price from anyone, because they don't know what kind of trouble they're gonna run into.
Oh, so it's like a cost plus contract then,
No,
with
it's
an
not.
estimate.
Well, they've given us an estimate on everything
that they can foresee.
right,
If they get there, what we're talking,
Let me ask this, if they get there and there's another issue that
they have to come back to us and.
they have to come back to us.
Oh, sure. They can't just say, oh,
We're
well, we
gonna
ran
do
into
it
this,
now,
so it's
so-
gonna be 300,000. No, it's an estimate. Anything above and beyond that, they have to come back and
It's the
discuss
same way
it.
with putting a roof on your house.
Right.
They tear it off and you got more damage underneath that they can't see. They're gonna come back to you and say, hey, you got termite damage. You gotta get that fixed before you can get this fixed. The same way that the Anderson Fence Company's gonna do. They're gonna look at it, figure out what's wrong with it, then they're gonna give us the
But they
correct
looked at it
estimate.
already, though. I mean, as best as they can, they've already.
Well, they,
We've
if
got,
anything is above, you're saying, if anything is above what
Above
that
and beyond
estimate
what
is.
they can
yes.
obviously see, yeah.
they
yeah.
can't see anything from Highway 50 to the sewer ponds. Unless they rent some kind of aircraft or something and go up and look.
Drone.
And they're not gonna do that.
No.
So they can't see anything there, what they're gonna run into. We know there's 3 creek crossings. We know that. You can't see them from the roads,
No,
but there's 3 creek crossings.
yeah.
So,
And they're gonna have
And depending on where that fence is, if it's to this side of that creek that runs, then they won't have any problem.
Yeah.
But
well,
if it's to the other side, then they may have to do a little
yeah, they're gonna
extra.
have to put something on the fence to go down in the creek. I mean, that's a given. They know that. So, from one estimate, he said he would include that in his estimate. But it was another $10,000 too. Now, the other one said, I'll put it in there. Now, this is, I'll put it in there, but it's not in his estimate. The other one is not in his estimate either, but he says he's gonna do it because it's the right way to do it. So, again, these are estimates. And when they get there and they see that the creek crossing is 2 feet wide, well, it's not gonna cost very much to do that. But if it's 20 feet wide, it's gonna cost a little bit more. So, I mean, they can't give us an exact quote on that till they get in there and find whatever they're going across. And there's just no possible way they can do that.
So they didn't go out there and walk it?
Well,
apparently.
besides all that, your cost of materials, they fluctuate now.
Cost of materials
Um,
does drastically changes.
daily.
Are they gonna have to take out trees to do the fence?
Yes,
And those prices
Need some
include.
when we
that.
say trees, it's gonna be brush, whatever, you know,
Right,
There'll be some clearing
yeah.
like that.
16 feet wide all the way around it.
It's about-
I'll second Greg's motion.
Okay,
How, 6 feet.
6 feet. And then it'll have round on top
Yeah.
of it.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Oh.
Aye.
Jan?
Aye.
Okay. Did he say when he could start?
No, and it definitely is not be able to start with the rain and everything, but soon as it starts drying up, yeah, but he did not give us a start date.
Well, I asked
But-
Greg, Larry told me that they were going to start the school, hopefully when school was out.
And he wants to start here at the same time,
Oh, does he?
or right after, or whatever.
Okay.
Because he doesn't want to come to this area, then leave and come back.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, this, go ahead.
Okay, and how long has he been on the Bible board, did you say?
No,
Just curious. What he is.
some reason
Larry hadn't even told me that.
I looked, and I don't remember what the year was.
That's okay, at least we know he's a member though.
Yes,
No, he's a member.
he's a member of several co-ops, and Byboard is a co-op.
Yeah.
So he's a member of several of them.
What did the city use him for before, Jan?
Bible board?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that we ever really did, I just know what it was for, we might have been anticipating some of this other too, cause we did talk about the fence back then too. So, we might have done that just because it was recommended for us to do that because of the situation with vendors and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I do remember we did that, so.
I think it's a wonderful
It
thing.
makes it pretty cost-effective for,
Well, it does.
to be able to use somebody like this and not have to go through all the hoops and everything. Somebody else has already done that for us, so.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion we adjourn at 6:24.
What, did you accept it? Did everybody?
Yes.
Okay,
4-0.
sorry, I didn't hear that. Unanimous, cool.
Did
Could
y'all
you say the
accept
price
the
again for me?
Bible board?
It's 177,000. Has anybody
Yes.
got that?
I thought it was 170,000.
You got it, Debbie?
I don't know if I got it with me or not. CPS is what I got.
Keep on going back.
Keep going back.
That CCB.
You got it, I bet you do your package.
You-
Your
yeah,
deal's
you
too
got
big.
it. You got a lot of junk in there.
available buy board on here.
Oh, that's it, that's your,
No,
that's it.
that's
Oh,
why I
that's
say
Weisinger, okay.
Mhm.
Weisinger's Bible too.
I know, but
No, I'm just saying.
I know,
That's Weisinger, this is John Cooper,
okay, should be right behind his, maybe.
Anderson Fence, by golly, I do.
177,500, I think, is his revised bid.
$177,500,
Yeah.
$177,500.
Thank you.
You know,
I wanna make sure I brought all this, but I don't know if I.
I
Is that
would
what
grab
we
mine, but had a new principal coming in.
Uh-oh.
Good deal. Okay, that's the
So, what
estimate, correct?
How are y'all handling B? Because y'all never voted on that.
Voted on what?
We didn't, we just used it as discussion and Greg's supposed to follow
Yeah,
up.
we're gonna follow up with the email that he sent, and then, Jan, thinks that we're already a buy board member. If we're not, do y'all want to be a buy board member, I guess I should say? Yeah,
I think it would be good
is
for
that
us.
an agreement?
Is everybody in
Make it
favor?
We are, I mean, they're,
Well, I'm just saying, if, come to find out we're not, for whatever reason,
do they expire? Yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
I don't know.
How do you find out?
Greg,
Call-
He
call
went
buy
across-
board.
he
It
goes-
should
Oh,
have
well,
names
Greg
on it
did.
and stuff.
So
It
you're
should
just
be in
gonna
the
create
computer
another
or.
account or?
No, we're not gonna create another one if we already
No,
have
we've
one,
already
there's no
got it.
reason to.
No, we've already got
So you
Now,
gotta make a
we
motion
may-
on that?
That's just like, we may have to update who's on it or whatever, who's over it or whatever, but I don't think you have to do that. That's why I was trying to call him to find out if a member that starts it is no longer there, you know, how does it get updated or whatever.
Okay, update account if needed.
Right.
So that's what your amendment, you don't have to amend that? You don't have to make amendment?
And we were, it's really only under discussion anyway, so,
We've already adjourned.
yeah.
So nobody seconded it.
I'll say.
That is correct.
Okay, now we're second. I was wondering, waiting.
Who made the
I did.
And Debbie.
627?
So if I wanted to get a hold of this buy board, it would be, is that how it is listed, buy board?
Buy board.
Okay.
BUY board.
Thank you.
Go on the internet, you can find them.
There's a lot of wonderful things there.
Yes, I did if Pat did. Did you start that back over to her?
I thought I did.
We'll do all in favor. Adjourn.
Shuffle
Oh,
again.
all in favor? Adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Find it,
I'm digging deep.
yeah, get mixed up in there.
Yeah, it's in here.
Alright.
Just in case we need to.
Yeah, you're the information
My
carrier.
water board.
You're gonna waterboard them?